Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. Our party is traveling. Our whole party, all of it, are in Half Hill, and they're on their way to Dragon Peak. You are here in this town filled with sort of the deserted people of the area that have gathered.
Yeah.
Are you going to approach these people in the middle of town? It is getting late in the afternoon.
Yeah. I ask if there's somewhere I can sleep for the night nearby.
What are you? You are wearing chainmail and you have a weapon, I take it?
Yeah, I got a warhammer, shield, chain shirt, leather armor.
Okay,
Symbol, a
and
holy symbol.
what is your reaction adjust under your charisma score?
0.
Oh, okay.
It's not
And
too bad.
if you were approaching these people, if you had to define the way that you were approaching these people in one of the following 4 categories, which would it be? Are you hostile, threatening, indifferent, or friendly?
Indifferent.
Okay.
I'm just asking for a place to sleep. I'm not going to approach them too closely.
Sure. One of the fellows over there, a big lady with a big sword, points to some of these abandoned, burned out houses, and from a distance of 50 feet or so, says, whole town's empty. Pick a house, any house.
Alright, I'll be gone
Just leave
tomorrow.
us be.
Yeah.
Okay. She watches you leave, or, disappear into a house,
Yeah.
they keep an eye
go
out for
into a
you.
ruined house, which I assume is picked clean.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll just sleep on the ground, or if there's even two halfling beds, I don't know.
You push 2 halfling beds together and make a real bed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I sleep there for the night,
All right.
then head off the next day up to Evermond.
Okay.
I know the cavalry.
And-
Oh, no, nothing.
All right. You can follow there's probably a trail leading the way from Half Hill to Evermond. Normally, the commerce between these 2 places is done by ship, and Half Hill rests at the end of one of these canals with a tall cliff above it down to the canals where you can then hop on a boat to get to the other places. But you can wander along the trail that leads to Evermond. It'll be a 2-day journey.
All right.
Keep rolling our
47.
encounter chances. All right. You begin on the 2nd day of your journey. You are passing through the Gloomwood Forest. It is a dark place. The trees here grow close together, have broad, leafy, evergreen leaves. And it kind of makes the forest naturally dark, but unusually dark.
I've been into forests like that, yeah.
Yeah, where everything is just sort of foreboding.
Yeah, I just got to get a brush cut to get through that stuff.
A brush cut? What?
It's like a machete, but it's on a end of a long pole. It's not a weapon. It can't be used as a weapon at all. It's only used for cutting vegetation.
Yeah.
It gets sight lines between surveying equipment.
Right. So you kind of like reach out and hack at things, and so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because visibility is very hard in those places.
Mm-hmm. You not have any spooky forest tracks? And we must have a spooky forest.
Yeah, I think you had one. There was a spooky forest track when in Age of Strife when you had the guys go into that spooky forest, the haunted forest.
What's the track called though?
I don't know.
Let's find Spooky Woods.
Yeah. Claus has got the right macros up. Trees, spiders, kobolds, and T-Rex in the middle of a forest. Well, that's a raptor, not a T-Rex. Yeah.
All right, so we'll just do this one. All right, you are traveling through the Gloomwood. There is a trail that you're on, so you can stay heading in the right direction and you're not going to get lost. But the life about you is intimidating. It's loud, it seems to ignore you, and then you'll go round a bend and it'll be deadly quiet until you cross a small stream and the noise picks up again. Give me a perception check as you walk through the Gloomwood.
Yeah. Because I know a year ago the Draca's cavalry came through here, but it's been a year, so yeah.
It's been a long time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
27.
27.
So you come across, crawling up a tree, the largest caterpillar you have ever seen. It's maybe like 6 feet long, like thick around like a big juicy steak or something, or the world's largest sausage. And it's sort of like scooting its way up this tree, maybe 30 or 40 feet in front of you.
I'll draw a sketch of it in my book.
Okay.
And I'll write down the measurements, then and note the coloring, and then head on.
All right, you're gonna have the trail goes right past the tree. The giant caterpillar is on.
Yeah, I give it a birth because I don't want to disturb the caterpillar and annoy it.
It will, as you are going past it and giving it some room. It's 6 feet long and it's partially up the tree already, and it does this sort of like falling back and away from the tree and turning to try and bite you as it falls for the ground. It's not a fast creature, so it really only gets this one attack before you could probably outrun it. Actually, it is movement speed 10. Let's see. What is your AC? 17?
Oh, okay. Yeah, 17. That's with shield and that's with shield and armor.
All right, well, it rolls a 13, a 4 plus 9 for its thaco. And its teeth, it's like mandibles, which are quite large. I mean, it's got like a human-sized head here, but these big piercing mandibles come within inches of you, but you push it away with your shield at the very end. The thing hisses at you, and you can see that in the mandibles there are small little holes all over the place, secreting a yellow liquid.
All right.
I think we need to roll initiative between you and the critter.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yes.
My token's gone from Bridgegate. I'll just put it back.
I must have deleted it.
No, I'll put it here. McGloomwood. Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
All right. Initiative. I hope it's not a purple worm, Neal.
It is not a purple worm. It is purplish in color, but it's not a purple worm. It is a large caterpillar, a large man-eating caterpillar.
All right.
Oh, you go first. Okay. What do you do?
I run. I just run. I don't even withdraw. I just run.
You just run. The caterpillar tries to lunge after you, but it's no good. It can't really get a good grip at you since it's a caterpillar, so I'm giving it disadvantage on the attack roll for opportunity attacks. Because caterpillars aren't particularly aggressive. They're pretty much herbivores. Alright, well, you won initiative, so you can escape the caterpillar, who slugs after you for a short bit before giving up because it's a caterpillar.
It's 10, I'm 12. It's movement speed. Yeah.
There's no way it'll catch up to you.
Yeah.
Well, another easily bypassed encounter for you.
Yeah.
As you head through the Gloomwood.
Yeah.
Eventually, you come across a bridge over a great river. The river's quite wide. There are 2 sets of pylons in the middle of the river that support this stone bridge. And there is a guard at your end of the bridge that you can see. The guard consists of 4 people with spears and 1 person behind them with a sword. And they are pretty watchful for a bunch of people out in the middle of the woods on the other side of a bridge where no one's looking over their shoulders.
G'day, mate. How's the road been?
G'day, mate. The road's been fine. What are you doing coming from down there?
Carrying a message for Scoria. And I show them paper, which has got, like, the glyph on it. Hey, I didn't draw this. It's dragon handwriting.
You carried a message for the Great One.
Of course.
They...
Swear my gods. Struth, I swear my gods.
the spear wielders look to the sword wielder behind them, who stalks forward to meet you. This is
here's all my notes on it.
Yeah, it's a middle-aged woman in plate mail with her visor up. She's got an arming sword at her side, a crossbow over her back, a bunch of quarrels tucked in a small bundle at her other side. And she snatches the parchment out of your hands and observes it, and then meets your gaze and says, "This doesn't look like a message.
It's a sigil from another
children's
dragon.
doodle."
Here's my notations on the dragon, and I get my book out of my pack. I'm showing the notes I made on Scoria and the lair. There's a dragon hidden underneath Dracus, and it's sending a message to Scoria. And it's imperative I get to Scoria, the Great One, with this message. I swore upon my life I would get the message done or die trying. And such promises are not made lightly at night.
Well, give me a charisma check advantage, because you're telling the truth in this situation, and you've got some pretty good evidence to back up your story.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to click this twice.
See, oh my god.
Thank you for that advantage.
Yeah, they all back down pretty quickly. The knight says, "Of course. You're a little lightly armed for a messenger. Where's your entourage?"
I'm not an official messenger. I fell into this assignment. I discovered the other dragon, and they wished to parley with Scoria, the Great One. And I'm not one to argue with a red dragon.
Of course not. Of course not.
Is the roads clear to Dragon Peak?
I wouldn't call them clear, but I will send you with an escort.
Oh,
Wouldn't
thank you
want
very
you
much.
to be disrupted on your way. And they will lead you into Evermond, leaving 2 spearmen behind to guard the gate, guard the bridge. And the knight here will lead you into the town, where you can see people training with spears and with bows and crossbows, and small children running around to fetch up the mist arrows and fletchers and the whole shebang. The war industry is pumping. Everyone is wearing rags and eating crappy food, but the war machine is on a roll here. You pass large sections of clear-cut woods near the Gloomwood Forest, where they've just been pulled back to make spears and bows and arrows and quarrels and war machines and carts and all sorts of stuffs.
Yeah. It's very different to when I left.
Mm-hmm.
Because I left before the war really came into action. Because I've just been traveling the world trying to get knowledge, and coming home and seeing this is just.
Is Evermond your original home?
No, Dawngate is, but
okay.
I'm from Dawngate. I know that's under siege, but seeing like I might have visited them in once before. Seeing it all militarized like this is very different.
Yeah. Well, they will give you an escort. They'll have you spend the day here in Evermond so they can arrange the escort. And you will be put on a wagon with 2 guards, as well as a somewhat official-looking person who's got some like robes on and has the sigil of Evermond over the right breast. And then the 2 guards are young. They're like 16 and 18-year-old kids with spears and some really old leather armor. One man, one woman, I guess one boy, one girl at this age.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then the cart driver, who seems to be some sort of emissary or public official or something. No weapons, sort of balding head with that weird, like, around the back thing. What do you call that?
The monk thing?
The monk thing, or the samurai thing, or the old balding man thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Just give me another 30 years and I'll show you exactly what I mean. And they will take you to High Meadow, where you will rest the night. And from there, they will send you along the road past the Dead River, and then stop right around here, where there is a wooded trail, or a trail through the woods, leading to the north.
All right.
This is where the cart will stop, and the emissary will step away and leave you with the 2 guards. Well, not step away, but dismount, help you dismount, and say to you, through that path, down that path, through the wormwood, across a bridge, and up a hill, you will find the entrance to Scoria's lair. It will be guarded by monsters and men. And at the end of it, if you are lucky, you will find her yourself. Or you can give me this message and I will deliver it to her.
I wish I could, but I swore an oath on my gods to the other dragon, so I can't leave the message.
What is this other dragon's name?
Cinder.
Where does Cinder live?
Beneath Berkshire, in an abandoned temple. It seems trapped there. It's been there over 1,500 years. It was put down there as a young whelpling, and it outgrew its containment. It is acquaintances with Scoria, it claims. It knew of her before its imprisonment.
The emissary nods in understanding and steps back to allow you to leave. The 2 guards will come with you and walk with you along the ridge, the road. Okay, and this is where we go. Into the dark woods.
To the Wimwood. Why did it called the Wimwood?
Yes, why indeed?
I wonder what its old
Maybe
name was.
2 hours later, you're walking through the wormwood on this road. A group of 4 goblins steps out on the road. 2 in front of you, 2 behind you. They have wicked-looking sabers at their sides, drawn and ready. One of them has a shield. The other, they're all wearing leather armor, or leather scraps. They lick their lips in your direction, and the lead goblin, the one with the shield, says, "Oh, fleshy ones, you've come down the wrong path.
I have a message for the Great One.
Throw down your weapons."
I'll put my hammer on the ground. I've got my shield still strapped to my arm.
Your guards do not put down their weapons. They stand more than a little afraid.
I have a message for the Great One from another dragon.
Yes. Bring it here.
I have to deliver to her in person.
Give it to me.
I swore an oath.
Give it to me. Chub, take it from him. And one of the goblins begins stalking towards you, saber out. The 2 guards in front of you, you can hear their knees clattering together. One of them gives you a question over the shoulder. Boss?
Yeah. I don't want to kill minions of Scoria, but I mean, if I need to call down the wrath of gods upon them, I will. It's their call. Are you sure you goblins want to interfere with this? This is an official business.
The goblin keeps walking towards you, sword in one hand, other hand stretched out, reaching for you as it carefully stalks you.
I hold up, I get out the note and show it to them. I need to deliver this in person to Scoria.
The goblin is 10 feet from you. 8 feet. 6 feet. Goblin reaches out for the note.
I pass them the note.
They take it and scamper away and look at it with the lead goblin, who snatches the note from them and crumples it into a ball and chucks it to the side and says, "That is not what we need. Give us your stuff. Throw down your arms."
Are you not servants of the Great One? Scoria?
Jump, get him. And the goblins attack.
All right, time for this.
All right, why don't you roll initiative for your party, and I will roll for the goblins.
Flat D10?
Yes, please.
All right.
Modifier.
Because I'm not. The only reason I'm reluctant to really fight the goblins is if they work for Scoria, I don't want to mess with them.
Yep. Did we get a flat D10?
Well, it can't be at 0. What did I do? Okay, I'll try again. Okay, click me. Click this. 0 modifier.
There we go. You and your 2 guards go first.
All right.
There are 4
I
goblins.
pick up
2 in
my
front, 2
warhammer,
back.
which was just at my feet anyway, and let them take point. But I'll hit the goblin if it gets near me.
All
so
right.
ready in action to attack. But they'll spear them.
Sure. The 2 guards step forward and attack the goblins. First one rolls a natural 18 against an AC 13 goblin and will crit it with his spear for 44 damage.
Nice.
Skewering the goblin all the way through its body with the spear. The second guard will also roll a natural 18 against a goblin, critically it and skewering it for 7. That kills half the goblins. It's just the goblin leader and the other goblin behind you who are engaging right now. The goblin leader will attack the front guardsman with a 16 to hit. Will easily hit the goblin guardsman with a saber.
Armor.
Yeah. For 6 points of damage, which will exactly bring the guard down to 0. The goblin behind will take a stab at the other guardsman with his saber. The 15 to hit will also hit the human. That's not a stab, it's a slash with the saber. For 2 damage, the guard is wounded at 1 hit point but alive, and you have 2 goblins near you. One
did they
with a
get
shield.
near me for my ready to attack?
If you had made, if you could take a 5-foot step towards a goblin to get your ready to attack off.
All right,
if you want to.
Take out the minion, not the leader.
Sure. Give me a roll to hit.
Try to, Combat tab. Miss. Yeah.
Wild miss. Okay.
Yeah.
And roll me initiative for the next round.
Yeah.
Goblins go at 2.
They go first.
All right. There's 1 wounded human, and the minion will attack the wounded human with a 4 is no good, and the other goblin, the leader, will step forward and engage you with a 5 to hit. Is no good.
Yeah.
All right. Adrian and the henchman, hireling.
Well, you're in the way of the dragon's business. Vengeance will fall upon you if you interfere with this. Message being delivered. As I attack.
The guard misses with his spear, striking for the goblin's heart and not hitting it. You can hear him shaking. Oh, cleric, help! Do something divine! Help!
Well, I don't have any healing spells, but let me roll a d20.
His morale does not yet break.
But I crit failed, and I failed on the check.
And your warhammer slips from your grip and flies into the woods. Give me a perception check to see if you can spot roughly where it lands, or if it's just gone. Yeah,
21.
You've got the right idea of where it's landed. You'd have to run in that direction, search for it, but you could do it. And roll me initiative. You are unarmed. Your 1 ally is at 1 HP. AC 13. You have 2 healthy goblins around you.
Let us pass.
Use juicy. Use strong. Use make good food. Your guard will stab at a goblin. A 15 will hit it. For 2d4 damage. 6 against the... Where is my d8? Here it is. Against the 1 HP goblin who dies. And it's just you, your 1 HP assistant, and the goblin leader who is reconsidering the odds, but you don't have a weapon, and that other guy's almost dead. So it's your turn. You're in melee range of the goblin leader. What do you do?
I'm thinking if I cast a spell, it will be more afraid of me than not, but I don't see any of these spells we actually use. Oh, no. I know. Oh, okay, I'm going to cast Thunder Wave now, but I'm really casting Echoes of Magic to make this goblin afraid, so run away.
So you're casting Echoes of Magic, but you're telling the goblin you're casting Thunder Wave?
Yeah. Trying to bluff it.
Okay. So how do you go about bluffing the goblin?
I make it look like it's a long casting time.
Ah.
Why? I've got to gather the ions in the air to create the thunder wave.
Okay.
My eyes turn purple from the echoes of magic.
Give me a charisma check as you attempt to intimidate the lowly goblin.
22.
Oh, the goblin makes a wisdom check and begins to shrink down the forest road, saying, "Yes, the Great One needs his messages delivered. This was just a test. This was just a test to see if you were worthy of meeting with him, with her, the Great One."
I cancel the spell. All right. Return me the message.
Goblin will find the crumpled up piece of parchment on the ground and roll it towards you before slinking back into the woods, vanishing from sight, leaving you with your one surviving guard. Who is I
try to do some first aid on the. I don't have the first aid proficiency, just some general medicine check on the injured guy.
The unconscious one or the
unconscious
wounded one? Okay.
Well, I don't have first aid, so I can't help the wounded one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You can stabilize. Well, the other guy's only at 0, so he's stabilized.
Oh,
basically.
He's stabilized.
Yeah, he was exactly at 0.
Yeah.
But you're now in this position of leaving him behind, her behind, or proceeding forward alone and leaving this guard with the wounded guard.
Yeah.
And you're in charge here, so what are you going to do?
Okay. You take care of this guard. I'll head on alone. Thank you for the escort so far. You take them back to the road and you'll be able to get them some help and yourself some help.
Francis will take Francine, and the two of them will slowly depart as you push your way along the trail through the wormwood, eventually coming to a bridge. On either side of the bridge is an ogre. Each of the ogres are plopped down on the ground, large sticks nearby. They've got some sort of food between them that they're snacking on, and one of them said that they're just kind of talking at each other in their weird ogre language, back and forth. They don't seem to have noticed you coming down the road.
Well, I've got to cross the bridge, so I better make myself known. So from a distance, I go, "G'day, is it safe to cross the bridge?"
The ogres look up dumbly at you.
"Can I cross?"
One of the ogres gets up and grabs his club and starts walking towards you.
Sir, can I just walk through?
The ogre says nothing, but does continue to approach you.
I keep my distance and circle strafe around, just trying to talk to it. Can I just walk through?
You circle strafe. The ogre keeps trying to...
the bridge.
Right. The ogre... The one that's following you is sort of dumb and ends up following your circle strafe as your circle strafe brings you closer to the other one who's just sitting there and rubbing his chin.
Yeah. I've got to go to Scoria. I've got a message for Scoria. Can I go through?
The one sitting next to the bridge doesn't get up, but just keeps snacking and watching this as you come. You are now closer to it than the other one is, who is now following after, dragging the club on the ground, looking at you and stalking after you. You are near to the bridge, near to the ogre guarding it.
Yeah. I just start walking towards the bridge to cross it.
Yep. You can walk across the bridge. The guard ogre does nothing. The other one follows after you, watching you, and it sets a foot on the bridge and begins to cross.
Well, I didn't just head up the hills, but just keep walking.
The ogre follows you for maybe half an hour before you lose it. And maybe a minute or two after you lose the ogre, you begin to travel uphill quite suddenly and quite steeply in a switched back path where the trees have been sort of cut away. And you arrive at the entrance to a dragon's lair. It is a large open mouth cave situation, maybe 15 feet high, 20 feet wide. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, it's been a long trek today. but I'm sure Scoria will reward me adequately, or at least give me more lore, which is what I really want.
Maybe it's not quite that big. Maybe it's only like 10 feet tall, 12 feet wide, sort of like a large, broad archway. It looks like it's a natural cave, at least on the outside. And on either side of it is a giant. And before the two giants is a squad of trolls. And behind the trolls and behind the giants, built into like what appears to be some sort of structure carved into the side of the mountain adjacent to the entrance, is a human head sticking out of a window, maybe 20 feet up, 30 feet up. So you see these two giants, a human in a building built into the mountain, and I don't know how big a squad of trolls is, but it's got to be no less than 8. Yeah. So you come face to face with 8 trolls, 2 mountain giants, and a human caster in the mountain at the entrance to Scoria's lair.
And what color are their robes again?
You could just see their heads sticking out of the window.
So I know they're a caster.
He's got a pointy hat on.
Okay. What color's the hat?
It's a blue hat with moons and stars on it.
Oh, good. Good choice, sorcerer.
Very classic, yes.
Yeah. I'm here to deliver a message from another dragon to Scoria, sir.
The caster calls out from the window. A message delivered by a nobody priest.
Yes, sir.
How did you get this far?
Circumstantial. I was in the right place at the right time to meet a red dragon trapped in Dracus. And it's imprisoned underground by the Dracisians 1,500 years ago. Below the town of Berkshire.
Caster dips back into the building and comes out a few minutes later at the base entrance. There's a small wooden door. The trolls are all watching you, very interested. You can see them licking their lips, their long tongue sticking between their sharp teeth. They're clearly chatting amongst themselves in their own language about you. It's the only thing that has their attention. The giants are semi-interested, but they're also sort of looking about. They appear to be more alert to the grander plan. The caster emerges from its lair, walks over towards you, eyes you up and down.
Research my notes, sir. I've taken off the other dragon.
Snatch it out of your hands and look at the piece of paper, the parchment with
it takes the parchment, yeah.
Sigils on it.
The dragon said Scoria would understand what it means. Here's my research notes on the dragon. I've written down everything I could find out about it. There seems to be no historical record in Dracus of this dragon. It's a complete hidden thing. It's hidden beneath an abandoned temple south of Berkshire.
What do I have for my notes here? Castle. Okay. The caster takes a look at the note, seems very interested by it, waves off your descriptions of the dragon, and turns the note in a few different directions, trying to look at it before handing it back to you, and making it a beckoning motion and walking into the cave.
I follow after the blue-robed wizard with his blue hat.
All right. You enter into the cave. What does the ground layer look like?
I'm here early because the Desperate Measures isn't high enough level to get here yet.
I know, but I wrote all of this stuff down before Desperate Measures started, and I have to try and make sense of my jumbled notes.
Well, I can just say we walk down the cave, eventually getting there. We don't have to give you the details if you want to design
There's
it later.
a very specific room that you are going to be in.
Okay.
Tribute, March to the Jewish Wood, the ground layer guarded by giants, allies include these things. Cowsman service. clutching them in the claws. She flies around, devastating the countryside. Lays waste. Left in place. People being burned. Ramparts. Refusal. Castle walls. Rebellions. Mithril bags. Let's see.
Mithril
Noble
bags?
coins. Yep, bags made of mithril.
Freak!
Did I not?
Well, you've made the chamber, right?
I gotta find. Dude, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. No. No. Huh. Okay, I guess I don't have actual notes for this. So you enter into after walking through a passage for maybe, I don't know, 100 feet or so that is magically lit, you enter into a chamber that has it's a wide open chamber. There is a raised platform that's sort of flat all the way across, except for this large dragon curled up, resting on this platform, its head sticking out facing you. There are large mirrors on both sides and behind the dragon, so if it were to look in any direction other than you, it would see itself, and if you look pretty much anywhere other than the dragon, your view is reflected back at the dragon. So mirrors like all the way around. You cannot escape its gaze unless you were to close your eyes.
I kneel down right away.
Mm-hmm. The human walks up to the dragon and whispers to it, and then presents to it the parchment you have handed the human. Scoria takes a glance at it, and her eyes alight, and she leans in and whispers at you, Where is Cinder?
Cinder's beneath a temple south of Berkshire in Drakis. It's trapped in a cavern. They've been trapped there for 1,500 years. They were put there as a whelpling. Then it outgrew the imprisonment. It's unable to break the walls. It seems to be magically.
How big is he?
Did I get a visual on how big Cinder was?
It's about the same size as Scoria, give or take, maybe a little smaller.
Yeah. Almost as big as you, Your Majesty.
She hisses and little flames wick out of her teeth. And then she turns back to the human and says a few words. The human nods and takes a deep and gracious bow and backs out of the chamber, tugging you alongside with him.
All right, I take the hint and go.
As you get to the edge of the cave, back out to the very exit of the cave, the human caster says to you, you will take me to this dragon.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Excellent.
Do you speak Drakesian, sir? This is in Drakis. We have to be undercover.
Yes, I speak many languages and tongues.
Yeah, yes, sir. Now, do I know who the Archmage of the dragon is, like the name, or is it just unknown? Like, is it known in...
Let's see. It is known that the dragon keeps a pet human wizard.
Yeah.
Would the human wizard's name be known? I think you would probably know him under an inaccurate name.
Yeah.
This person is not well regarded.
Oh, of course not.
There are some people who do side with the dragon, but those that don't, those that are sort of like, I just want to live my life and be a farmer, and I don't want to be involved with dragons or any of that stuff. This human is very not well received. People are very unhappy with him.
I managed to cross the border through a small pass of the Silver River at a waterfall. It was a dangerous spot. If you have a better spot to cross the border, that'd be helpful, sir.
The caster will lead you to that tower that's built into the wall, and take you down into a basement with a series of jail cells and point to one of them that has a bed and says, you can sleep here. In the morning, we will set out.
Yes, sir.
And leaves you. Doesn't lock you in jail, but this is the only guest quarters they have.
Yeah, well, I accept it because I'm alive.
Yeah, you are alive.
I was going to ask Scoria some more questions, but nope. I noped out of there when she wasn't very happy.
Yes. Is this a cleric? Oh, no, this is a cleric spell. Damn it.
Well, I'm a cleric.
Yeah, but you're not that type of cleric.
Right.
Where is my...
Well, if you want to give me experience for halfway through the episode, then I can be a level 3 cleric. Then I can get new spells.
That's not gonna do. Alrighty. You can, with this caster in hand, in tow, you can easily make your way down through High Meadow, through Evermond, down to Half Hill, without any problems. And why don't we take our last break right here as you and this unnamed wizard are heading south back to Drekis. And when we come back from our break, we will get to the thrilling conclusion of today's storyline. So see you guys on the other side of the break. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.